What's up, everyone? Jeremy here, and I wanted to offer a short practice that is really useful for dealing with stressful situations, dealing with frustration, anger, upset, particularly when you're upset at someone else or when you're frustrated with someone else. And this is something that I actually just used myself this afternoon. So I was in a yoga class this afternoon. It's a Saturday afternoon, and I got into this yoga class, and I could just not stand the teacher. I couldn't stand one bit of it. It was 75 minutes of pure torture, and not because the yoga class was hard. It was just I really disliked the teacher. My judgmental mind was just going off left and right. And I was just really getting triggered by a lot of the things she was saying. And so I remembered this practice during the class, and it really helped me deal with some of the feelings of being triggered, the feelings of being frustrated, annoyed, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So this is a practice that I'll just kind of explain how it works. And then hopefully, how it will work is that in a moment of feeling triggered or feeling upset, hopefully you would actually just remember to practice this. And so me telling you, hopefully it will kind of plant the seed. And then in that moment of being upset, being frustrated, you can remember this practice and remember to do it. And what it does is it helps you shift your frame of mind. It helps you shift your perspective and really frees you from that trap of being triggered. So here's how it works. What you do with this practice is you imagine that everyone in the world, everyone except for yourself, is an enlightened being, and that everything everyone else is doing is for the sole purpose of trying to help you wake up, trying to help you attain enlightenment. And so all of the people that you are frustrated with, that you hate, that you love, everyone, they're all scheming together to try to give you what you need in order to gain the lessons that you need to learn. And so what you do is you imagine that this person who's really pissing you off, you imagine what if they were truly enlightened and they're just doing this on purpose because they're trying to help me learn something. So that's the practice. And I can tell you, just from personal experience, in this yoga class this afternoon that I really didn't like, I had this moment of remembering this practice, and I just shifted and I thought, oh, what if she's doing this on purpose? What if she knows my trigger points, she knows the things that I don't like, and she's doing that because she's trying to teach me about whatever. And that's where I got to kind of tap into that mindset of, what could I learn? And so I started to reflect, oh, well, maybe this is teaching me patience. How can you sit through something that you don't like without losing your cool? Or maybe it was teaching me how to let go of judgment. I realized that the things I didn't like about what she was doing really had nothing to do with the teachings of yoga. It was mostly just about her. I just didn't like her voice. And this was my own kind of judgmental mind coming in. So maybe she was teaching me about letting go of judgment, letting go of aversion and hatred, learning about patience, learning about equanimity. So this shift, I know that it's not true. I know that she's not necessarily an enlightened being doing this on purpose, but just asking the question helps you shift your frame of mind so that rather than being stuck in that emotion of being triggered and frustrated and angry, you actually shift into a different mind state. You shift into this mind state or mindset of growth, of what can I learn from this? Maybe I don't like it, but what can I learn? And so this is a really powerful tool for dealing with frustrating situations, dealing with people you don't like, dealing with, annoyances and angers and all of these things. The key thing is to actually remember to do it in the moment. So while you're feeling triggered, can you remember to pause and say, oh, I wonder if this person is actually trying to teach me something. And that alone is a good practice, to just say, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this situation? You don't even have to take that extra step of imagining that they're an enlightened being. You can just take the step of saying, I can sit and wallow in my frustration, or I can ask the question of what could I learn from this situation? How could I deepen my own practice? What good, wholesome quality of mind can I strengthen in this moment? And the interesting truth is that most of these really wholesome qualities, they need some kind of difficulty, external difficulty, in order to practice them. So compassion, for example, in order to strengthen compassion, in order to cultivate compassion, we have to come face to face with suffering. We have to come face to face with something that's difficult. And that's the only way to actually cultivate it, is when there is suffering, can you cultivate compassion? So for example, if there's something frustrating, it's a great opportunity to practice patience, to practice letting go of your agenda, letting go of your judgments. So that's one way of practicing. And then this added step of imagining, oh, I wonder, if everyone in the world were enlightened and they're scheming to plot my awakening. It's just a fun way. It kind of brings some lightheartedness to it. Because often when we're triggered by someone, we tend to kind of picture them as the enemy, like, oh, this person is bad, I don't like this person. But to see them as an ally, to see them as, oh, this person is here to help me awaken, can be helpful. And if you don't like the word awakening, that's fine. It's about, being free from your own kind of self-sabotaging emotions. When you're in a state of frustration, you're the one who's getting burned by it. One of my favorite quotes is from the Buddha. He said, holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. You're the one who gets burned. So anger, frustration, it's like you're the one who's suffering in those moments. So can you let go of those and use it as an opportunity to free yourself, free your own mind? A lot of the people I talked to recently, I've been doing a lot of coaching sessions and asking, what do you truly want? And what comes out from a lot of people is what people want is freedom, emotional freedom, to feel that freedom in the mind. So that's what today's short little practice is about. How can you break out of your own mental prisons and find some freedom? So I hope you've enjoyed this little practice. I'll be doing these a little more often now that I have a nice little home set up. So if you liked it, please drop a comment below and let me know what you thought. Let me know if you give it a shot, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.